So today I'm going to show you how to repair a broken sewing grade tape measure. Here's your base with a spring inside the middle of it. A button is going to sit on that spring to pop up and down and control when you retract your tape measure. Obviously the tape measure itself. This is the lid to the whole contraption, and this is what does the work. This is a little plastic disc. Here's one side, and the other that houses the spring inside your tape measure. Now, it's important for the direction that you wind your spring, it's going to have to go the same direction that the tape measure winds around the outside. Now, to back up a little bit, there's going to be 4 slits on the outside of this plastic disc. You're going to see 2 that are farther apart, and that is going to be the anchor point for the end of your spring. The other side has 2 slits that are closer together, and that is going to be the anchor point for your tape measure. Now, I've already inserted the spring by winding it up as tight as I can, and then putting the end through there, and then forcing the spring into the inside, in which case it expands to meet the outer restriction of that disc. So, now that I have that in there, what I'm going to be doing, before I put it into the base, what's easiest, I found, is to pre-wind the tape measure around the outside of it. Now, thankfully, when this broke, this already had a coil to it, so I knew which direction it went. All I'm going to do is place that tape measure loop, if you can see there, around this slit. And then I'm going to continue winding this all the way around. Make sure I keep my fingers on the edge so that the spring doesn't pop out. And then I'm going to make this as tight as possible all the way until the end. So now the tape measure is fully wound around the plastic disc. The next step is going to be placing this into the base. One thing I did realize during the pause is because this end of the spring has to be put into this slit, I'm going to have to take this spring out. So, when you put this in here, notice that the direction of the spring is clockwise, and the direction of the tape measure around the outside is also clockwise. Now, when I put this in here, I have to make sure that the end of the spring gets maneuvered into that slit in the post. That's going to be its inner anchor point. So when that slides in, I can set that down so it's nice and flush with the bottom of the base. The spring is going to go into the post. The button goes on top of that. Now before I put the top on, I can test whether or not this is going to work in a semi-basic way. Obviously I can test here whether or not this works. Goes up and down, no problem. When I pull it out, this pops up to stop those teeth. Of course, you have a small issue because you don't have that cap to stop it. Okay, back in place. But I know it already automatically goes back in. Then all that's left is to put the top back on. Obviously, this will have to be tricky because that button is going to want to stay up. So I push it down with my pinky finger in the middle of the hole there. Make sure that slides into place. And there you have it. All said and done. You can hear the click as it comes out. Press it down. Goes back in. Thanks for watching.